All right, all right. So welcome. I am recording this, so you guys who are watching the recording, this is all for you. I know that we had some technical difficulties at the live session, so I'm going to make sure that you can see the slides today, and that's it. So this is our fourth class of the group, so the Healthy Habits group, and I'm just always so grateful that you're taking the time to come to these sessions, and then hopefully not only coming to the sessions, but you're implementing everything that we're doing with the weeks that are in between our sessions. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a lot of content for us today. Making sure too, since there's not a sign-in sheet, since this is a recording, that you are going on and logging your attendance to that you've watched this on the activity tracker on Wellsuite. All right, so here we go with class number 4. All right, so questions, obviously no questions since this is the recording. I did want to give a big hug and pat on the back to Jonathan Davis, who is the new Wellness Employee of the Month for this month of May. Jonathan is now one of the wellness coordinators. He hopped on this year to help us out in the Columbus office. He's been such a great inspiration to us all, and myself included. He walks every morning. He's lost a good amount of weight. His lab values have came into normal range or close to normal range, and he has motivated, so many people in the office, and he's on board for any ideas that you give him for the wellness program. And so just thank you so much, Jonathan, for all that you do. So give him a big pat on the back and congratulations when you see him. So the Wellness Employee of the Months are so important, to keep us motivated. So you yourself strive to be, a Wellness Employee of the Month if you'd like, motivate your fellow employees there. So thank you, Jonathan. All right, class 3 review. So what we talked about last session is eating 3 servings of greens per day. Hopefully you've been trying to aim toward that. And then making time for exercise, and then planning meals for the week to save yourself time throughout the week. So initially it could be a little bit daunting to get into that habit of doing a meal planning, but it does definitely save you time, especially if you can prep on the weekend so you don't have to come home from work or a busy day and kids' events and you have to cook something. It's already there and ready. All right, overview of what we're going to talk about in today's session. So time management and eating for health. So May's Health Challenge, which was announced this past week, and then also just briefly touching on pantry staples that you can have at the house so you can cook a quick meal even if you haven't made time to go to the grocery store. So reframing your thoughts, just to kind of revisit this concept which we've been talking about kind of here and there throughout this course, is listening with an open mind. So some of these topics are review for most of you, but when the rubber meets the road, that saying is when you actually take what you're learning in these sessions and make it your reality and going home and actually doing them, implementing these things. So listening with an open mind too. So if it's something that you already know, see how you can reroute it and make it something that you're actually making a little bit, maybe you hear a different twist on it, so then it actually clicks a light bulb in your mind and you start to do what we're talking about. So making change is hard. So I mentioned this because it is so very, very hard, especially for those of you that are trying to lose weight or you're trying to create better sleeping patterns or manage your stress. All of this is hard. If it wasn't hard, then everybody would be doing it and we'd be a very healthy nation, but that's just not the reality of it. So that's why support's available. I'm here for you. I'd love to hear those with those surveys. I love hearing week in, week out how you're doing. Have you met your goals? If you're not meeting your goals, why you're not meeting your goals, and then we can kind of bring it to the table here during our sessions and see if we can find a different outlet so you can actually meet your goals. Reframing negative thinking. So it's easy to get on the negative train when things aren't going your way, when change is hard and you're not seeing, the changes in your body or in your stress level if that's happening to you. So taking that negative thinking and switching it around to more positive thinking, and that's only going to make, the sunshine and make you feel better about the way things are going, because there's nothing good that comes out of negative thinking. That is for sure. And I know that you can contest that with me. So if you switch your brain, come to positive thinking, think about one thing that you are doing toward your health, it will definitely make this process go a lot smoother and you'll be happier along the way. Survey results. Love it. please, again, go on there. You get the weekly email from me. I want to hear, where's your weight from last weekend to this week? What's your goals? Have you been doing the recipes? Have you been following the healthy habits that we've been talking about? The biggest obstacle that I've been seeing that people have let me know about is food and exercise, fitting those healthy things in, is lack of time. So we're going to break that down on today's session. So 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, Oprah and Obama find time for important tasks. So some of this might be a little bit of tough love for you, but we're going to break down, how can we find more time in your day? So making health is a priority. So it has to be a priority because really the foundation of longevity and happiness and, being able to support the people that you love in your life is being healthy. Being able to be a good worker, being able to be a good spouse, being able to be a good friend or parent. That's always so important if you feel healthy, and then you're able to do that even better than you're doing it now. So the alternative to not taking care of yourself, I showed this cartoon last year, but I just think it's so great. It's a light way of talking about this, is this doctor saying to the patient, what fits into your busy schedule better? Exercising 1 hour a day, or being dead for 24 hours a day. So it's kind of a light way, but so true. So if you're not going to take care of yourself, there is definitely a dark side of what might happen. Okay, so finding time. So what are you going to do? How are you going to find this time to prioritize your health? So go ahead, and with the handouts that I sent with a link to this video is going to be this exercise, this finding time exercise. So have that handy with you, and if you don't have it, go ahead and hit record and grab that, get a pencil or pen, and then go ahead and take that out with you, because we're going to go through this together so you don't have something else on your list that you have to do. And then with that handout, it says, what activities energize you. So I want you to just journal there, thinking about what things energize you. So they can be anywhere, anything, in your life that energize you, that make you feel good. And then what activities help you to de-stress and disconnect. So that disconnect between work, if you've been really, working really hard, what makes you disconnect between work and play, or work and home life? What helps you de-stress? Journaling, and just put that down there. Just a couple words there might even be great. And then how many minutes do you spend per day or per week on Facebook, surfing the web, watching television, emailing, obviously non-work emailing, or even emailing, are you, checking your phone multiple times per day, or are you emailing, in chunks, which is more beneficial than emailing kind of as they come, as they go? Are you kind of putting it into chunks 2 or 3 times per day versus, here and there, because it definitely separates the mind when you do that. And then also doing unnecessary tasks. So unnecessary tasks, things that you don't really need to do, that's taking up your time. Okay, and then looking at this, and is your plate full? So no pun intended here, but is your schedule full? And then what activities, if it is too full, can you cut back on, realistically thinking about it? So go ahead and jot those down there too. So as we're doing this, I'm hoping that it's bringing some more clarity of how you're spending your time, and even more so how you would like to spend your time. And then we'll be able to chunk out and start to make some changes there. And I really want you to write down, when do you feel your best? So when do you feel your best being, a time frame in your life? What were you doing? What were you doing at that time? What kind of daily routine? What, where were you mentally? How are you eating? How are you exercising? What relationships did you have? What job were you in? And then what do you need to get there? So this could be a huge thing, but you could jot down 1 or 2 things maybe that would help you get to that place of feeling at your best. So just take a moment there and put that down on paper. So it's really important, if you're still sitting there without that paper in front of you, go ahead and put it down. Put the thoughts on paper. It helps, I promise. All right, last little bit here is, how many minutes per day can you devote to being healthy? So yourself, to being healthy, putting yourself first before other people so that you can be a better support system for those people. So how many minutes per day can you chunk out, or minutes per week? And it doesn't have to be an hour like that cartoon. It could be 20 minutes. And if you're super busy, and I know some of you are working, you have kids, and you're in grad school, and there's so many different things going on. You're caring for, a parent. All those things are going on. But I want you to, carve out, even if it's 5 minutes, start there. And then taking that realistic look at the amount of minutes you spend plugged in. So plugged in meaning being, at the computer, on Facebook, emailing, watching TV, or doing unnecessary activities, and then see if you can kind of start to weave a path so you can make some time for doing those activities that make you feel good. All right, so making it happen, putting that on your calendar. So what makes you feel good? Put that on your calendar. Figure out if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the lunch hour that you're going to walk for 20 minutes. Great. Put it on your calendar. It so helps to put it on your calendar, because sometimes when it's not on the calendar, it means it's not real. You don't have that reminder that clicks in, oh, I should be walking right now. It's easy to not do it if you don't see it. On your Outlook calendar if you're there at the office. Grocery shopping, you can put that on there. Meal planning, put that on there. And then these pantry and refrigerator staples. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you this little handout here. Pantry list. So I developed this little handout that I'm going to put on the wellness portal. I'm also going to show you where you're going to be able to find that. It's going to go through pantry basics and then also refrigerator basics. So freezer basics, really. So you can freeze some things, you can pull them out, you can make a quick dinner, a quick healthy dinner. Whole grains, pasta, corn wheat tortillas, beans, canned tomatoes, dried herbs, and it's going to go through a variety of things. Canned and frozen meats, eggs, vinegars are in there too, under other condiments and sauces. You'll be able to have this whole list. I put, what are my favorite things that you'll be able to see that are in there, the things that I keep in my cabinets. That's all going to be there too, so that's a good resource for you to look at. Where are you going to find these things? So where are you going to find these things is if you go here, this is once you log in. And once you log in, you're going to be able to see this handouts and recordings. So you're going to click that. With this handouts and recordings, I showed you this again last week. You can go ahead and scroll down for the Healthy Habits group. When you do that, you'll just click, because this is Series A, because there's going to be a Series B, and then I'm going to add a Class 4 handouts. So you're going to click that, then you'll be able to find that pantry list and also that time management worksheet that we just went over to as well. So coming back to our presentation here, the monthly health challenge here, switching gears. Just to go over this, you got an email today. This was Tuesday, May 7th when this was recorded, but this would also be posted on, in that folders list too if you want to pull out that handout for this monthly health challenge, which I'll show you here at the end of this. But what is it? Eat at least 2 cups of fruits and vegetables and at least 2.5 cups. So 2 cups of fruit and 2.5 cups of vegetables at least 22 days for this month. So that's about 4 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables combined, 22 days out of this month. So it's a big, I know talking to some of you, you might have read this and been like, she is off of her rocker. I'm currently eating none to 1 serving of vegetables or fruit per day, but you can do it. And not only do I want you to do it, I want you to take note of how eating this much changes how you feel mentally, how you feel in your clothes, your waistline, your weight, your sleep, your digestion. All in all, your whole health will change because of this. That water challenge is so important. Hopefully you've been doing the challenges and then keeping those healthy habits, and then you move into the next, and then you move into this one. So that's why we did it. It's been definitely a progression. I want you to keep up with the water. It's really great to keep up with the movement, and now we're moving into foods. So as you increase your fruits and vegetables, it's also going to increase your fiber, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth in the next couple slides. But because of that fiber, make sure to keep your water intake up too. All right, so eat 5 and stay alive. So there's the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the National Institute of Health, the American Heart Association, and the Harvard School of Public Health all recommend that you eat 5 or more cups of fruits and vegetables daily. So it's not just me. I didn't just make this up, off the top of my head. I know I've been preaching it for a long time, since the beginning of last year, to eat more fruits and vegetables, but it's not just me. And we're going to talk about the reasons. First, we're going to talk about what is that serving, what are you even talking about? So, serving of fruit, 1 cup is a medium fresh fruit, such as an apple, banana, or orange, 1 cup of frozen or canned fruit, or 1/2 cup of dried fruit. All right, and then what is a serving of vegetables? 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables, 1 medium potato or large potato, 2 cups of raw leafy greens. So some of the times, it might sound like it's overwhelming for you to get in 2.5 cups of vegetables, but if you make yourself a big hearty salad, 2 cups of raw veggies, and then you kind of throw on, some peppers and some carrots, even some sprouts in there. I mean, you can get your serving, or almost your complete amount of 2.5 servings in one sitting alone. And then you throw in a fruit for a snack, and you might throw in a fruit in for breakfast, and there you go. That's how you get your servings per day. So, what's the reason? Why are we all telling you to eat more fruits and vegetables? So the benefits of increased intake, they're low in calories, so nothing's better than that. Average servings of veggies are only 25 to 35 calories, compared to the alternative, which a candy bar can be about 200 calories. A serving of chips is about 120 to 140 calories, and most of the time those little snack baggie of chips is about 2 to 2.5 servings per bag. So you're definitely going over that 25 to 35 calories per serving for your snacks. So just, checking that out, frame of reference there. And then packed with nutrients. So beta-carotene, vitamin A and C, folate, manganese, your B vitamins are also all wrapped in there. With the handout that comes along with this health challenge, you'll be able to read more in depth of the benefits of what we're talking about today, and then also, what's the nutrients and what are those, per each nutrient, what foods, what vegetables are associated with those nutrients. I'll show you where to find that handout here at the end. Another benefit of fruits and vegetables is they help prevent high blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease. So there was a study, the InterHeart study, which included 52 nations, and this study showed that people who ate the most vegetables and fruit had 30% fewer heart attacks than those who ate the least amount. So 30% is a pretty decent amount. By eating 4 or more cups of fruits and vegetables daily, you can decrease your risk of stroke by as much as 30 to 50%. So that's huge. That's so big. Just by eating 4 or more cups of fruits and vegetables per day. 50%. So think about that. All right, another benefit, fruits and vegetables are high in fiber. So for those of you who are working on decreasing your cholesterol, this is a great one. 5 to 10 grams of soluble fiber. So soluble fiber, the sources of that are oatmeal, lentils, apples, oranges, pears, strawberries, nuts, flaxseed beans, dried beans, blueberries, cucumbers, celery, and carrots. And that's just a couple. All right, so if you're eating 5 to 10 grams of soluble fiber, every time you eat that amount, it equals a 5% drop in LDL, so your bad cholesterol. So obviously, that's what we're looking to do. Because what happens when you're eating this fiber is it comes in and it grabs onto the cholesterol and it pulls it out of your body. So really important there to increase your vegetables to help decrease your bad cholesterol. All right, so fruits and vegetables help prevent cancer and increase your longevity, both positive things. Hundreds of studies show that people eating who eat the most fruits and vegetables have the lowest rates of cancer. So the more you eat, the better. They're filled with antioxidants, which is also going to help with your longevity. So those antioxidants have great health benefits. They also help keep you well, keep you away from getting ill, and then also especially the aging of the skin. So, and they'll help you live for longer periods of time. They help detoxify the system. All right, so those are the benefits, which I think most of you have known it, but just to review that, it's always great to be like, why are we doing these challenges? So 6 ways to eat more fruits and vegetables. So how are you going to make that happen? So store ready-to-eat raw vegetables in the front of your refrigerator. So even in a clear container, that's also really great. So storing them, if you have them at the house, if they're cut up, if they're ready to eat, they're convenient. You'll be able to see them, and the odds of you eating those over something else is a lot greater than if they weren't at the house, of course. If you bring them to work, you might reach for those as opposed to going to the vending machine. So keep fresh fruit on the table or the counter. So number 2. So if it's there, if you're running out of the house, you woke up late, your kids were crazy, you're not a breakfast person, but at least you can grab a piece of fruit if it's there. Bananas, apples, oranges, they keep for a pretty good amount of time. So it's a great thing to keep and have at the house. Eating more salads, including a variety of raw vegetables in your salad. So again, you can kind of almost meet that 2.5 servings by increasing the amount of salads that you eat. Enjoy stir-fried vegetables. Another great way to, you get a low sodium, like Asian flavored sauce. You throw it on your vegetables. You have some brown rice. There you go. Very quick meal. You can buy frozen stir-fried vegetables, and you can just pull them out of the refrigerator. You don't even have to worry about them spoiling. And there you go. There's dinner. There's a couple servings of veggies. Add a variety of vegetables to your soups and stews. Such a great way. I get this lentil soup from this local place here in Georgia, and I always add some kind of spinach or collard greens that I have cooked up. Just throw that in there. And in a pinch, I even take some, this might be a little weird for some of you, but you barely can taste it. I just take, pinch some of even some lettuce greens and put it underneath and top it with my lentil soup. So I always am looking for ways to get more veggies in my diet too. So eating fruit salads often. So fruit salads can come as a side to almost any meal. You can usually get, a salad at most fast food restaurants. So being a vegetable salad now these days, or some of, especially restaurants, but fruit salads are generally on the side menu as well. Lastly here, finish a meal with fruit as a natural dessert. So I know that this, doesn't sound maybe as appetizing as getting chocolate cake or having a scoop of ice cream or a couple scoops of ice cream. But if you set your mind to it and you're trying to decrease your amount of sweets, you can say, okay, twice a week or once a week I'm going to do a dessert. But the other times I'm going to have something sweet in the form of a fruit. I definitely, this kind of hits home with me. My mom always was like fruit for dessert when we were kids. And I never was very happy about that, but I definitely do that now as an adult because you just can't get away with eating dessert every day. At least most of us can't. So anyway, all right, taking action now. Most of us know the benefits, but again, you can't just come in and sit and listen to these sessions and expect, magical changes to happen. It's hard work. I'm not handing you a pill, that's for sure. But I'm definitely giving you so much education, and then I'm going to let you know what you can do in between these sessions to make healthy changes. So, taking action. How are you going to add vegetables and fruit into each day? So if you have that handout in front of you, go ahead and flip it over. I want you to go ahead and write a couple of things about why or how you're going to add fruit and vegetables into each day. So you're eating 3 to maybe up to 6 times per day. So where are you going to put your fruit in? Where are you going to put your veggies sources in? And then do you find any resistance or obstacles coming up? Like I don't like raw vegetables, or I don't keep vegetables at the house because they spoil. I've tried to eat a bunch of vegetables before, and, at the end of the week I just fell off. So why? Write those obstacles and resistance down, and then say, what are you going to do about them? You can always, during the next survey that I send you, let me know what resistance or obstacles that you were feeling. I'd also really love to hear how you're fitting them in so I can share with your fellow group members here. All right, so just to review what we talked about today is complete your time management worksheet. So hopefully you're doing that with me along the way, so you could just check mark that right now. And then carving out extra time to prep your meals. So looking at your schedule, when are you going to prep? I prepped for the whole week in an hour this week. I was so proud of myself, but I made some roasted vegetables to make a roasted vegetable sandwich, which I'm going to show you here in just one second. And then I also made already cut up some salad greens, so that's ready and prepared. And I also made these enchiladas. We have enough to eat on for most of the week. So that started us. We got a couple dinners ready and set to go. And then eating 4 to 5 servings of vegetables and fruits every day. So this is part of your health challenge. So it should be, helping you here. Just it's part of your healthy habits group too. So it's all integrated. And then writing down how are you going to do these 3 things. If you're working on an individual thing, that's great too. So you can write down your goals. What's your goals for the next 2 weeks? Making sure that they're SMART goals. So you're specific, you're measurable, you're attainable, you're realistic, and you're timely goals. So timely, within the next 2 weeks, you're going to try to create these. And then avoid being general. So I'm just going to eat more fruits and vegetables is not a really action-packed goal there. So I want you to define the how, what, when, where, and why. How are you going to make these things happen? What's going to motivate you? What's the reason that you're going to be doing these things? And then what's your trigger to make that change happen? So what do I mean when I'm talking about these trigger things? So as opposed to opening the refrigerator, you're already going to have the fruits and vegetables in there, because usually you open it up and you see, you know, whatever it have you sitting in there. So if it's last night's pizza, you know, that might draw your eye. But if you didn't get pizza because you prepped for the week, you have some healthy foods in there, and then you see, you know, you purchase some hummus that you're going to dip your vegetables in. Great. There you go. All right, reminders here. So really important to mark off your past class attendance, and you need to watch the previous class before the next one airs. So the next class is the last class Tuesday, May 21st. But good news is, for those of you who are getting sad because we're almost done, that we're going to pick right back up. Registration for the Healthy Habits Group Round B will be released shortly. So you have 5 more classes with me to keep you motivated and to keep you moving. But making sure that you watch this particular class, number 4, before May 21st, and then log that attendance on WellSuite under Healthy Activity Tracker. And then really, really important is to fill out the surveys. So each week, more and more of you are participating in the surveys. They're so important because I love hearing your feedback. I love seeing your progress, and I love to see what I can put in to put you into the presentations for next time. So we're meeting your needs throughout the program, because that's really why, you know, I'm here. I want to be, you know, helping you get through, you know, this journey. So your feedback is super, super important. So making sure that, you know, your voice is heard, definitely. All right, questions. So obviously, since this is the recording, you can't ask me these live, but you can always email me at jdominus@msconsultants.com. So you can always just email me your specific questions there. Couple of great big things. This morning, so this morning was May the 7th, I sent out a email that was saying that the contest of this year, the pedometer contest, is starting June 13th, and registration is open. So registration is only going to be open for 3 weeks, so it's really important that don't waste your time. Get on there, register. It's open now. We'll be dividing into 4 teams. Each of you will be receiving a pedometer, which we'll be getting more information about in the weeks to come here. 4 teams. People will be from a variety of different office locations. You'll be able to log your steps per week as a team. There's going to be cash prizes that are involved for the 1st and 2nd place team this year, and then also 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place for individual people who have logged the most amount of steps. It should be a super fun. It's just directly in line with our goals for this year of getting you guys up and out of your seats. So I can't wait. Can't wait for it to start. And then lastly here, I wanted to mention, I know we got an email from Columbus this last week. Ben Brown sent me an email in regards to the running group that's in Columbus. You know, they're taking on new members, and it's a walking, and you can also running, but you can also walk with the group. So the group meets on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. They meet throughout the week as well, but the one that's really scheduled is Wednesday at 5 o'clock. If you have any questions, you can always email Ben Brown and hop you on there. I know that we're trying to get a group of 50 people to possibly participate in the marathon or half marathon or some type of walking event toward the end of October, toward the end of the program. So really important there. If you're interested, during the next survey, I'm also going to just ask for your interest. If you're interested in doing a walking or running group, because we just don't want it to be in the Columbus office. My dream is to have each one of the offices having a walking or running group or whatever it needs to be, a dance party after work, so to get you guys moving. All right, this little worksheet here, I will post if you're interested in 30 ways for 30 days to really increase your vegetables and fruit intake. This is also actually a link on your on this worksheet I'm about to show you. So let me go ahead and come off here. Back to the wellness porthole. Here we are. So we're going to go back to the wellness porthole, and you are going to, I'll show you how to get there the same way we did before. Click that wellness, the handouts and recordings there, and you are going to go to your health challenge worksheets. Health challenge worksheets, here they are. This is the one, fruits and vegetables. All right, you have 3 pages here, really 2 pages, 3 pages of content, and then this handy dandy calendars to help you track your progress. So I reviewed some of this information with you today, but if you'd like some more in depth, go ahead and click on over here. You can scroll down here. The one that I was just talking about, this will give you a little bit more information about 30 ways in 30 days. So there's that link there. And then also here's the calendar. So as you go through this, go ahead and check off and say, yes, I completed, or yes, I didn't, so you can feel good about crossing those off there. The last little bit here I wanted to show you is this Wellness at Work Facebook page. We've been building some traffic there. With the surveys, I know somebody was interested in, grilling techniques. So we had a couple of comments posted here about grilling. Monica posted something about barbecue sauces. So that was from last year, which is so great. And then Beth Elkins, she posted 2 things for a lovely tilapia and then chicken kebabs. So yum, yum, yum. You have to get on there and look that up. I've also posted, I know I mentioned I grilled some veggies for the week. This was the sandwich I've been just totally eating every day because it's so delicious. So check that out. Super easy to make. And then also I posted green smoothies. So also great ways to get your greens in and your vegetables in and fruit in the morning. So there's a great link to a website. And then obviously the pedometer contest, there is the information there. We're looking for 90 participants, so please go on, register now. And that's the parting words I'm going to leave you with, is so, so very important. Register, get on there. You'll be getting a link to register for the, or join us over here on the Facebook page if you haven't already, in your inbox by the end of the week. All right, so thanks for listening in. Go ahead and right now, don't waste your time. Go on there and log your attendance from watching this past session, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Make sure to fill out the survey next week so I can hear how you're doing, and you guys have a great rest of the week. You take care. Bye-bye.